Heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll. Ladies and gentlemen, coming from News Central in Bantayan Island, we got more news to discuss. Or else I wouldn't be on here again. Heads are going to roll, possibly. Heads are going to roll. It is illegal what they're doing. It is illegal. And we'll discuss what's illegal. Illegal. It is illegal. Something fishy is going on with the Department of Immigration. We're going to begin here in another minute. Okay. We got 10 aboard. Something smelly and fishy is going on with Sharisma Saraum's complaint. An investigation is going to be done as to the money trail on who paid for her report. Heads might be rolling. Heads might be rolling. Because according to the information put on this report, first of all, the immigration had no right to prevent me from exercising what would be the legalities of doing my duty, having to do with immigration issues and ECC. There is no crime. There's been no resolution decided, and the immigration had no right to prevent me from continuing legally to do what is required. And that's right. Something suspicious is going on in regards to the person who made the complaint, the person who financed the complaint, and immigration. Something doesn't sound right. It was smelly from the beginning. But the fact is, I am an unwilling participant in a process that has not been deemed to be a crime. No crime has been committed, just a complaint. And for the immigration to hold me up, there's something fishy going on, not in Denmark, but right here in the Philippines. An investigation will be conducted as to the money trail. Where did the money come from to finance Barry's girlfriend? Heads are starting to turn. Eyes are starting to widen. Heads are being scratched. An investigation will be going on. The money trail. Who else is involved in this caper? News Central? News Central? There will be no incarceration for me. There will be no detention for me. There has been no resolution, and even so, it has been definitely determined that I can certainly do a court of appeals, and anything above that, Frankie Boy is not going anywhere and anytime soon. Where I should have been going is out of the country to exercise my rights as a legal player in this system, to exercise my rights for an ECC, which was not allowed. Now, under different circumstances, if I had a crime going on, if this was a case of rape, burglary, some heinous crime, that would be definitely a direction that the immigration would take. But not be in that case. It's basically a simple complaint based on nada, based on bullshit. Yes, this thing is going to turn out into a three-ring circus. Because anybody that's involved with financing this person, or has even financed Barry, heads are going to roll. It's going to roll. Anybody who financed her would have the same involvement. Once proven that her report was bogus, yes, there could be perjury, there could be aiding and abetting, all that stuff, harboring. But what's needing to be investigated is why the Department of Immigration has not come up with a resolution on this case. I should have been allowed to exercise what was expected of me to do as a law-abiding visitor to this country. Whether or not I got a 13A, whether I got an SRRV, it don't matter. In good faith, I appeared at said office to make current visa, ECC. I was denied the ECC, had every right to be able to exit the country, but was not allowed to. So there's some funny stuff going on, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Oh yeah. Anybody who's associated with those two, maybe they got something to worry about. The money trail is going to be investigated. Who paid the money to the attorney? And we got a good guess on who that might be. But we are going to find out. We are going to find out. Heads might be rolling, baby. Heads might be rolling. Yours truly is not going anywhere anytime soon. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. Popeye, Barry, Sharisma, Saraum, the plot thickens. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Remember, I always say, it all comes out in the wash. What's going on is that my rights are being violated. That's what's going on. Immigration has not come up with a resolution, and I should have been allowed to exercise what was expected of a person who's on a tourist visa, to be able to get everything renewed and exit and everything else that's supposed to be going on. I was denied the rights, and there's foul play going on with this. Foul play. I even showed my report from that particular situation to a local lawyer, besides mine, of course, on another issue. And he said, there's something that's right here. He said, you didn't rape somebody? You didn't rob a bank? You didn't do anything like that. He said, they should have resolved this. And for taking away my rights to leave the country as a respectful tourist, should be able to do, violated my rights. Violated. No, they didn't detain my passport. I've got my passport. Nobody has my passport. They're just not allowing me to leave the country. And they have not even made a resolution on this for about 7 months. At least 7 months at least. They had no rights unless somebody was paid off in that department. And we're beginning to think that that's what happened. And we'll find out who paid who off. We're going to investigate the money trail on this. And there might be some heads rolling on this. Because even the local lawyer read this stuff while seeing him for something else. He said, something ain't right here. You did nothing horrible to break the law. You got a complaint against you based on unfounded information. And it all adds up that she was obviously coerced by her boyfriend and by recording too. I should not be in this position. Nope, 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 and nope again. I should have been allowed to exercise what rights I do have in this country as a tourist, and allowed to leave the country and exercise my right to do so, and to come back 24 hours with her to satisfy the ECC. But I was not allowed. It has definitely become an administrative issue slash something else. And suspicion is running in the air very deep right now. You could cut it with a fucking knife. Even this lawyer said, who was not my lawyer who's handling that affair, said, no, there's something that's wrong with this. Something's wrong. You never even got a resolution. How many months, he said? Well, yes, the court system is backed up, he also said, but you should have been allowed to exercise my rights as a tourist. The rights being that doing your things on a timely matter, as usual, and taking care of needed business. And I wasn't allowed, and they have not even decided on a resolution. There you go. Yes, there is a conspiracy going on, absolutely. Somebody or some people, either governmental or private, probably both. We all know who's everybody's pointing the finger to, who financed Shah. They're all pointing the fingers in the same direction. We're going to find out who did finance his lawyer and more. Ricky may have a big involvement with this he's not going to like, or whoever may have been involved. We're not putting an accusatory finger to him, but he admitted he was behind this, didn't he? Barry said he was. We're going to find out who paid who. The plot thickens, like the mucus in my fucking nose when I'm having an allergy problem. The plot thickens, very viscous. Mrs. Hemmerger says, Frank, you didn't hear it from me, but you should just go to the airport, throw a stack of pesos to the officials. No, we don't do anything illegal here. Well, it's all speculation, Miss Hemminger. You can point the fingers to whoever you want, unless it's proven, but we're going to get down to the nuts and bolts of this operation. It's not a coincidence that Raw Deal is running to PH. He should be running away. The captain says, are you being detained? No, I'm not. Mrs. Hemminger says, Raw Deal purposely got there before your visa was due. Well, what does that have to do the price of tea in China with him? He's got to watch it. The guy that has seizures. He's got to watch it. And if he's involved in this matter, it all comes out in the wash. The plot thickens, my friends. It thickens. What happened was Raw Deal was financing it and wanted to see what happened before you could get out. Raw Deal is the big financier. Well, we will determine who is a big financier. That's right. Ricky, Raw Deal, whoever it might be. We'll find out eventually. And it don't look good for these people. If they had any dealing in trying to get a woman to do a falsified case against an innocent tourist, using her power as a Filipina to begin with, being coerced by her boyfriend to do it, and whoever else was involved in this possible triangle is going to come to the surface. Raw Deal used to fucking call me on Messenger and shit. I defended the motherfucker. when Allah was attacking his father's death and all the horrible things they did and said, he was having a nervous breakdown over this, man. He forgets who defended him when nobody else would. How they forget. How they forget. Yeah. Heads are going to roll. It might come to the point that certain individuals may never be able to come into this country again, ever. The Facebook guy. Bummer? Well, he's the denominator of everything on here, first of all. I don't know who you're referring to as a Facebook guy. Oh. I wouldn't be surprised that he had a hand in this. No, I wouldn't be surprised that he had a hand in this. I wouldn't be surprised at all, now that you brought that up. I know what that guy's like, and so do people around me that knew him. I would not be surprised. Oh, he's on all the time, I guarantee you. He goes under a different name. He's online, he knows what's going on. He's been following all this. Yeah, he certainly has. There's no doubt about that. No, I wouldn't say he's well off. He owned a house, at least one I know of, in Chicago. And he had his pizza store, and he has in Dumaguete, he franchised it is what he did. He gets so much money per month from the business. He franchised his pizza place. He sold it, basically, but franchised it. I know a lot of shit. Yeah. He has property in Chicago. I know he has a house. Anything more than that, I don't know. I don't know about being well off, but I don't think he's broke. No. Don't think so. But the stupid fucker could settle the case with me. And he's going to let it drag out, which is okay. We'll let it drag out too. He has a possibility of being heavily fined on this one, or jail time. But he'd rather not pay. He'd rather not pay a fee that I tried to agree with his lawyer. No. He wants to be steadfast on this, and the evidence is against him. But that's his doing. That's his doing. Oh yeah, I still have a case with him. He's never there. He never shows up. Supposedly he's out of the country or something, I don't know. He's afraid to stay around because he don't want to go to jail in case the lawyer, the judge decides, of course, to convict him. He wants to play it safe from a distance, apparently. That's why he sold his business over in Dumaguete, but it's kind of a franchise deal where he made money from selling the business, but for carrying his name, he will get a certain percentage of the gross product sales. That's my understanding on that. I don't think that's his wife he's with. I don't think they're married, but they got a couple of children. I don't think they're married. Officially married. The plot thickens, my friends. The plot thickens. We're all going to have to take antihistamines or nasal decongestants to handle this shit. No case with Barry till he gets a lawyer. But a lot of, direction has been pointed toward his girlfriend and what's going on with her and how illegal this whole operation is. It's all illegal what they're doing, all illegal, and heads are going to roll. They're going to roll. We're going to go bowling. Bowling. With human fucking heads. Because there's been suspicion on this from day one. That complaint was read over by me and my attorneys over and over again. The evidence turned in on that complaint was not valid for a case to be entertained to deport somebody out of the Philippines. No real crimes have been committed. No rape, no burglary, no estafa, no nothing. Based on complaints saying that she's got PTSD and depression because of me and I never even met her. Saying that I called her a prostitute and a whore. And there's been no evidence to date to prove that. There's been no evidence that she's seeing psychological counsel. That hasn't been handed in. It was only talked about. And then I got that video circulating, and it's still out there now. Go look at it. Come up with your own opinion. Does she look depressed? Somebody that has PTSD? And the titlement of her original video is Life is Wonderful or something, and she's dancing and singing. There's something rotten in Denmark, but it's not in Denmark. It's in Karkar. You betcha. Mike Ross comes out. It's been confirmed in the secret Discord folder that Don C is the financier. Look, we could point our fingers every which way but up. They may have all played a part in this. But until I find out, we'll know. There's a way of getting on the financial trail. There's a way. Who paid the last lawyer? Who paid the lawyer to write that crap up? Who paid who under the table? Perhaps. Perhaps. And it seems to be going that way. Because any lawyer I've spoke to, they all concur with one thing. This should not have even made it to the desk of anybody in immigration based on that report, which means there was foul play involved here. Foul play. Foul play. Will I be paying Frisbee $850 pesos for his food? Yeah, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll make a note of that. We'll pay him his $850,000. No, he'd be paying me a lot of money. He don't know what fucking boiling hot water he got himself into. He doesn't have a fucking clue. You could hit this guy over the head and wake him up, but he still will not have a clue. He's in nowhere going further, you know, and it is so against him, this case, that he is going to serve time. There is no question about it. He is not going to see a freedom of another holiday, not a Thanksgiving, not even a Halloween, not a Christmas or another New Year's, the way things are going right now. Yeah, raw deal. If he has anything to do with this, we will find out. I'm going to put the word out with immigration anyway about his medical conditions. You can't come into this country if you have seizures. And if he's also engaged in this activity having to do with Shah's case, he can be, implemented in this case. He could be part of the complicity, that he's complicit with this case. If he donated any money toward her for a false case, they can be indicted on charges for complicity. Don't let those other clowns off. You're letting the Bogan, Brevis the serial killer, and Ricky Licky off. Nobody's being let off. You don't know what's going on. You think you do. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Why do you think I'm so calm, and why do you think I'm laughing on my shows? Why do you think I'm not pulling out my hair? The fairy supports MJ. Heminger says, MJ said, you're the only guy left standing, and no one can defeat you. Warthog, that's a new one. So are you technically an overstayer now? I will not answer that question. He said technically. That might be your answer. administrative, ECC. ECC. Okay? That's wrong. Everyone I conferred with said the same thing. They have no right holding you back from doing what you are required to do legally as a tourist in this country. No complaint could even do that because they have not come up with a resolution that says different. That I'm not the kind of criminal that they have to worry about, that I'm going to leave the country and not come back. That applies to people who have a lot against them, like, cyber libel crimes, multitudes of them, immigration combination with both. It applies to people who have actually do harm children, people who have raped people who have robbed from people doing estafa, people doing illegal things would be held back from leaving the country, but not on an immigration complaint, and a bogus one at that. I should have been allowed to leave the country on my free will, not to be held back and say you can't leave without a resolution to this complaint. Comprende? Okay. Let's see. That's what I said. Technically, these people have did this on purpose to jam you up. It seems like a plan against you. That's right. That's right. Mrs. Hemminger says Frank is in legal terms is going to tell you what your status is. You don't even have to pay me a legal fee to hear this. I attended USC Law School. No legal status in the exact term. So what's your take on this? Okay. Well, they really cannot hold me back from exercising my rights as a tourist. And we do have rights. Certain rights. Now, in Barry's case, well, it's understood why they're holding him there, because he's got a criminal case on him right now, which is going to be just lagging on for a long time. And guess what? April's around the corner here when it really starts getting boiling hot. And he's going to be rotting in that fucking cell. And deservedly so, for causing all this ruckus, which turned into a domino effect with his girlfriend. Heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll. You're deemed no legal status. Okay. I didn't commit any crimes to hold me in this country and not do an ECC. But they want to deport me, but they don't want to let me leave the country? What sense does that make? Well, they don't really want to deport me yet. I mean, they haven't made a resolution on it. It's Nowheresville. It's nothing burgers going on right now. Nothing burgers. They don't have the right to hold me back. They don't. As of today, if they follow the same legal definitions of U.S., which they often do, you're no... I'm sorry. You're not coined no legal status. It's a legal gray area. You're basically in the twilight zone. Exactly. The twilight zone. Very good. I'm neither legal or illegal. I'm a man with no country. A man with no status. I fall in the cracks somewhere of justice. Nothing created by myself. Frisbee wants 850,000 pesos to reimburse him for the, yeah, someone said it, reimburse for his brisket. Eat that brisket, boy. Drink that soda, eat that brisket, eat those hamburgers, man. Please do, please do. And you will achieve Ricky status in no time at all. You're getting there, pal. You are getting there. But if Ricky has something to do with this, or any of these other guys, it's going to be investigated. They have a way of doing that. You can follow the money trail, and there's a way of doing that. Who paid the lawyer? Who is the lawyer that they paid it to? Who is the lawyer that paid the money, or actually who was the person who paid that lawyer? How much did they pay that lawyer to write up a bogus report? Was immigration involved with this? Who in immigration is responsible for taking money, if that was, with a disclaimer, if that was the case? Heads are going to roll. It's going to get ugly for Barry's girlfriend. It's going to get uglier and uglier and uglier. And how ugly can you get with her? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an ugly situation. It's going to be fugly ugly. Fugly ugly. That's as ugly as you can get. Is fugly ugly. This case. This complaint. Fugly ugly. Okay, someone who's willingly overstays on purpose and negligently, it's not the same as you who is trying to comply with your visa under good faith. Exactly, Mrs. Heminger. You hit the nail on the head. I am perfectly willing to comply, but they're not allowing me to comply to the fullest extent. They can't hold me back on that. Laws have been broken within the organization. We got a deep throat out there. AJE says, I'm a bottom line kind of guy. You're free and enjoying life, and Barry is imprisoned. And that's the bottom line. The rest is talk. There you go, AJG, Anthony. Mrs. Heminger says, simple overstaying a visa is not the same as someone who did not. Many people overstay a visa by accident. Immigration officials, it's all the time. Let's see, overstay. It was by accident. Immigration officials all the time give leniency under good faith. Yes, they do. Allo De Vinta, what the fuck's going on, bro? De Vinta, what you got to say about all this? What do you got to say? It's Allo De Vinta who graces my show. Mama Son says, Sir Frank, only a hold departure order issued by an RTC can deny departure. Do you have a holdover? Not court ordered or anything like that. It's not court ordered hold order. Nothing like that. Heminger says, Frank, your stream is an orgy today of characters. I guess so. Alabama Waffle House. Popeye is still having a coronary. LOLOL. I bet. Allo De Vinta says, Stillman is in the Philippines. Yes, I am aware of that, sir. Mrs. Heminger says, this is like the reunion of the expat genre in your stream today. Mike Ross is here too. Allo, is Team Fearless confirmed? I don't know. If Allo is behind me, against me, according what time of day it might be, I don't know. Me and Allo go back a long time, don't we, Allo? Well, we do got something in common. We go after things that we are interested in, don't we? Yeah. Hector says, can I get a big burr? Big brrr. This is turning out to be a big brrr. 50 in the chat. Jesus Christmas. We are swinging bats today. We are rolling heads today. Get your reports out to Social Security, folks. Don't forget that. We're going to get to the bottom of this stuff. Kenny and Subicu hates me. Why is he in here? Frank, you're a political prisoner, like Duterte. Don't compare me with Duterte, and I didn't kill 6,000 people. Heminger says, Frank, you're a political prisoner, like Duterte. Okay. I am a political prisoner. I am stuck in a country where I choose to be anyway. So if I have to be stuck anywhere, might as well be stuck in a place that I'm very happy to be in. Mama-san, Sir Frank, just go to another BI office at the airport and get your ECC here. Have you heard? No, can't do it. Can't do it. No, I can't. Nope, they're preventing me. They're trying to deport me, but yet they're preventing me from leaving the fucking country. Go figure that. All caused by Miss Sharisma Saraum under the auspices of Mr. Barry Lee Jordan, currently almost 2 years incarceration, facing 5 charges, who has been the denominator, who went along with this with certain financiers and coercing his girlfriend to file a complaint to me for gaining even with me, to score the field, even the score field. You know, that's what he's doing. And it's going to turn on both of them. Going to turn on both of them. Let's see. Frank, like I said, you could slip a bribe to get out. I'm not going to do that, man. The problem is you probably can't bribe your way back. I'm not going to do that. Need to go through the deportation process. That's right. Warthog says Barry is going to be dancing over what? Hell, he might even turn the camera on. Dancing over what? Dancing over what? Why would he be dancing over something when he's in more trouble than ever, and his girlfriend might be? 7 balut ago, now it's getting interesting. Now I got some action going on here, man. Almost 50 in the house. 50 in the house. We're on fire today. We are on fire. We are on fire. Heads are going to roll. People need to stay out of trouble, and they know who they are. No names mentioned on here. Anybody involved in that case, not a case, but that complaint with Sharisma Saraum, heads are going to be rolling. Information will be found out. Who has an involvement in this? It will be found out. And heads might be rolling. Anybody had anything to do with financing Barry? Anything to do with especially financing his girlfriend, Miss Sharisma Saraum? And I could say that name 20 times a day. Sharisma Saraum, who's living in Carcard, Buena Vista, who is the girlfriend, and repeat, girlfriend, not wife, of Mr. Barry Lee Jordan, presently in incarceration for 23 months, going on a year next month, who's involved in this situation very heavily, along with others. Got the audio tape of him saying that he coerced his girlfriend into doing this case. Other information. And the reason there is a conspiracy going on here, because with the information my lawyer and I provided to the Department of Immigration, this case should have been resolved and thrown out the window. But so far it has not, which means that some people are suspecting foul play. Foul play. That's right. Seeing the dumbbell video, you're making solid gains, buddy. Well, small gains, but it all adds up. It's better than a kick in the ass. Warthog, to me, it's obvious that Ricky is pulling the strings on this coup against Frank. He's such a shit starter. Yeah, tell me about it. Alabama Waffle House says original flying circus colostomy bag just exploded. Mrs. Hemminger says the other Frank and Don C was making fun of you on the dumbbells, but look at those two clowns. Yeah. Barry said that I was lifting 5-pound weights on there. And I think I had a video that was short, and I what happened to it. No, those are 20-pound dumbbells. They're not 5 pounds, Barry. You probably have trouble lifting 5 pounds, but nevertheless 20. No, those are 20, baby. That's what you do. It's a good weight to do some arm curling with that. It's a perfect weight. 20 pounds, Barry. Not 5 pounds, Barry. 20 pounds. Not 100, not 150, not 300. Not 5 pounds, not 1 pound. It's 20 pounds. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts that you could not do the reps I do with that 20-pound dumbbell. Yeah, they can make fun of it all they want. Did you see what these characters look like that made comments on this, on the dumbbell. The one thing I am not frail, that's for damn sure. I'm actually a little bit over the weight I should be, but I'm not over my body mass index. I'm at, well, according to legal charts, I would be, but not by much. Oh, I'm definitely not frail. No, not frail at all. Okay, so let's see. Don C is probably the saddest. A braggart living in the past, and yet he's not rich, and he's desperately trying to use his retirement to start a company in old age. He brags because it's all bullshit. You might be right. Heminger says Don C is 60, but looks older than you. Yes, I've noted that. I got a picture of his teeth. Did you see his yellow teeth? He makes fun of me. I'll put it up. I got a close-up of his yellow teeth. I got his whole face. But what stood out was his yellow teeth. So he either smokes or does something or doesn't brush. But I'll put it out on my thumbnail sometime. You'll see a picture of Don C's teeth and you're going to see, damn! I'll put it on there. Try adding Bummer's curls focused on the eccentric. Keep your protein intake over 150 grams and avoid sugars. Yeah, I know what to do. I don't expect to be Arnold Schwarzenegger at my age, but I'm just building up a little muscle that I lost when I wasn't working out, that's all. When I was younger, I did have some pretty good biceps. They weren't bad at all, I must say, if I say so myself. But as you get older, you need to keep this up. You need to work with weights a little bit. It's actually imperative that you do, and your legs too. I'm doing what I need to do. Expat Chief says, try adding hammer curls, yeah, focused on the eccentric. Keep your protein into, yeah, okay, gotcha. All, HAE. Heminger says, they say no one likes you, Frank, but who the fuck would like Ricky Licky, Brevis, or Don C? That's a good question. Those guys are creeps. Yes, they are. OK Pal says, do you think immigration may examine the fact that you are still using a tourist visa? Just asking. They know what I'm using. Big brrr. Big brrr. This is a big brrr situation, folks, here. We got a serious situation going on here. Heads will possibly roll. And Barry's girlfriend participating with Barry on this matter is not going to help her. We're dealing with issues at hand at the moment, but it's going to be found out and determined that that report was made exactly to enact revenge against me. And that ain't going to sit well with the legal system at all. It's not. She's not willing to drop this. She's not willing to drop this. That's the one she wants to drop it. She has to go to my lawyer's office. She can find it in Cebu, sign a paper, notarize, and it's all over for her. And she goes away from this whole deal. It'll be concentrating on Barry. She knows what she has to do, but if she's that overconfident or confident that she's in the right, then she'll have to continue in her direction. But it's not going to work out the way she thinks. Being as cocky as her boyfriend is not going to help her, because this could explode into something really big. And as I said, heads are going to fucking roll. Yeah. Have you asked the lawyer what your next move should... I'm not going to talk about that on here. I guess the immigration office at the office didn't really care you were past the date. Just let you be on your merry way. Well, they can't arrest me. They can't arrest me. There's no resolution. And even if there was a resolution that was not in my favor, it's still going to be investigated. And even if it was not in my favor, yes, I do have the Court of Appeals and another stage on top of that. So I'm not going anywhere fast. And what the complaint is comprised of does not warrant me being in a detention center awaiting this or awaiting that. No, there would be no detention involved with this as much as Barry would love it to be. Didn't it take that YouTube guy who scammed the hospital like 12 weeks and, well, there's a lot more things involved with that guy. So the immigration officials knew the details of the status when he was trying to process it. Yes. He told us right at the window. He told us right at the window. But he also said if you want to leave the country today, you could leave the country today. But he's forgetting that, well, they're not allowing me to. In other words, if I had my tickets already in hand and applied for the ECC prior, 3 days prior, whatever, that I would have been able to leave. I would have been able to leave the country on that day. I was at the immigration office. That's right. But they made it impossible because they weren't allowing me to do that initially with the paperwork and putting a hold on me and all that stuff. Yes. I'm being imprisoned myself. That's right. I can't leave the country to go on a vacation. No, I can't. Nothing like that. It is an involuntary situation. Totally administrative. I'm a willing person to do what I need to do, but they are not allowing me to do so, and they haven't even come to a resolution yet. Something is rotten. Of course they know all the details. I would imagine so, yeah. I would imagine so. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Not that it was put in that report, and certainly afterwards with the immigration. I'm not doing anything wrong at all. Basically, it's nothing to do in ECC. As long as you ain't been doing it for 6.5 years to 7 years like Barry did, you just pay the fines and the penalties on them. That's all you do. That's all you do. Once they let loose of this. But they had no right telling me that I can't exercise my rights to cooperate with immigration and do visas, do exits. They had no right to hold back on me because nothing has been decided. I am not a criminal. As such, I would understand. But there you go. Shaw should be gravely nervous when they find out the complaint was against you is a vendetta. She will be facing her own charges. I believe that's what's going to happen, sir. See if her barangay brother can get her through this one. Well, she wanted to hang around with Barry. She wanted to kiss his ass in every goddamn way as her boyfriend. And, you know, women do that. But she hooked up with the wrong guy and fucked with the wrong person that you're hearing right now. And unfortunately, things may not turn out the way she was hoping. But we'll see. Come on, girls, you go inside. Go. We'll see what happens. You just got to have some patience. But we'll find out the paper trail, the money trail on this, who was paying who what. We'll find out. One way or the other, we will rock you. We'll find out. Because I'm a very, very determined person. Very determined. Always have been. Always will be. I don't stop. I go on. What do you think was going on, Popeye, huh? You always have something to say. What do you think, Popeye? Popeye knows everything. Remember that. Popeye studied to be an attorney. I guess you didn't know that. Yeah, in the Navy. He was studying to be an attorney. But he dropped out. He dropped out. The man dropped out of his law classes. What do we got here? I'm looking for some ibuprofen. Where are you? Where is it? We will rock you. We will rock you. Dun, as the bass comes in. All right, so there's a lot of different developments going on here. There actually is. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Oh, well, he's being incarcerated? Yeah, terrible. Well, look, let's bottom line this, okay? We will find out what we need to find out. Money, no object. We'll find out. And when we do, there might be certain people that's not going to be able to come into this country anymore. You just need to let it go and stay out of trouble. No doubt about it. Oh, yes, there is definitely a bona fide conspiracy that's going on as we speak. There's no question. No question whatsoever. Pardon me, I'm eating some cashews, but I'm also grabbing some laundry. It's not going to be good for some people. It's already a slam dunk with Barry. That's over. No guesswork, really, involved in this case. There might be a temporary cutoff here. I have to head out the back. So hold on a second. I am a political prisoner. Well, Barry says that he's a political prisoner. That's what he said. Isn't that what he said? That he's a political prisoner? No, he's a fucking loser. That's what he is. You're going to jail, motherfucker. You're going to jail. Oh, that's right. You're already in jail. I forgot. But you can go to real jail. Where the big boys are. You know where the big boys are, Barry? The big boy jail? Where they wear the big boy pants? Yeah, that's right. Is there an expiration point on the HDO issued to you by either the regional tri-court? No. Oh, not that I know. Heads are going to roll. So if you have an involvement, anybody out there have an involvement with Shaw's case, well, I'd consider leaving the fucking country. I would seriously consider. But, you know, everything comes out in the wash, guys. Everything comes out in the wash. It certainly does. I'm sure a lot of them have to do with this. I'm reasonably sure that any one of them have to do with this. Well, they love the Philippines, huh? They like coming here, visiting. Yeah, well, that may turn out to be... things might happen that might be a little bit different than what they expect. What am I having for lunch here? I don't know. I don't know either. Oh my, boy. These people, they want to, complicate their own lives. I'm innocent in all this. I never inhaled. I never touched that woman. I never inhaled. Although you think there's sperm on her dress, I never touched this woman. Never. Never called her a whore. Never called her a prostitute. That's Barry's interpretation by me saying that, oh, conjugal visits. Oh, that's a horrible thing to say. That'll get me deported. Saying that they have conjugal visits at prisons in the Philippines. Well, that's enough to get me 10 years in prison. On that alone, huh? The girl who walks around, her friends going to lunch, different events, dancing in the park, singing the karaoke, even at the detention center. She was there on New Year's Eve dancing to karaoke and singing. There was drinking going on over there. What's wrong with these fucking people? What kind of a fucking screw loose do they fucking have? You want to hide the smoking gun, don't you? Isn't the whole idea is to hide that smoking gun? Look, it's... Did you see that smoke? That's a smoking gun. You're supposed to hide the smoking gun. You understand that, folks? Hide the smoking gun. Don't make it so fucking obvious. We know she had help in this caper. That's exactly what it is. It's a caper. We know she had help. We know there's... Just gotta find out who. Don't get too settled out here. That's all I can tell you. Somebody steps on me the way they do, my character, my disposition, try to remove me from the very woman that I love. You got a big fight on your hands, motherfuckers. I'll tell you that. You got a big fight on your hands. That's going on right now, as we speak. That motherfucker manifestation is finished and is going to be sent out. So that piece of crap in detention is going to receive an order that he cannot get on social media, and his equipment might very well be taken away from him because he would not shut his mouth. He didn't want to shut his mouth. What's that? Hold on. Best and brightest, if anything, her fake husband's current situation is what's stressing her out. Yeah, if she's stressed out at something, it's being in a relationship with that fucking loser. How am I stressing her out? Well, in a sense that her boyfriend committed crimes and I brought him to court and that's stressing her out. Well, I'm sorry. You decided to date him. I didn't tell you to date him. You found some redeeming values in him. I don't know what, but, you know, it's kind of your gig, as I say all the time. You know, it's your thing. But to interfere, listen to this, guys. Understand this. Let me make myself perfectly clear. This highly religious woman who goes to a Catholic church, professes to be a devout Catholic, a goodly person in the community, a good with something was that taking care of my woman. That's right. A 70-year-old man too, 70 plus. Add that in the formula. That she's so evil that she will obey her master, which Barry seems to be the master cylinder in this whole operation. He most certainly did coerce his girlfriend to do this report. I read the report times. So is my lawyer. He doesn't find any validity in that report whatsoever, nor the evidence presented, which wasn't much of anything. Backed up statements was not backed up. Nobody called her a whore. I am not a threat to her. I've never been a threat to her. Never even met her. Never, ever even went to Car, anywhere near where she lived. And she's over there suffering. The sweat's coming down her brow. Oh, it's pouring down. But, you know, she's going out to lunches with her friends. She's traveling to different sites. She's even planning a trip. She's partying and she's dancing and singing. Does that sound like a person that's depressed who has PTSD to any of my viewers out there? You could answer that if you want. It's all bullshit. And she made a big mistake putting that report on me, because I am not going to stop right here. She has put me and Gilda through some stress, unneeded stress, just to satisfy her boyfriend's wants and needs. That's evil. And she's a Catholic. She's a Catholic, practicing Catholic. Mike Ross says her caveman brow. Well, I didn't say that. You did. Mike Ross says anorexia, maybe not PTSD. Okay, that's your opinion. I can't comment on that. You understand? We've got a legal thing going on. Should file a case against her. That's pending right now. We're going to see what happens with the deportation. If she doesn't go to my lawyer's office and people say, well, Frank, that's a threat. No, that's a promise. It's not a threat. I'm not threatening her in any way at all, and I never did. Never did. And you guys who follow me for years and follow her and Barry, you know damn well you've never heard a threat come out of my mouth. Ever. No physical threat or otherwise. If you want to call it a threat, call it a threat that I'm saying that I'm going to get legal things against her. That's not a threat. That's a statement. It's not a threat. There's a difference between the two. I ain't threatening to kill her. I'm not threatening to hurt her. I'm not violent, and I wouldn't do that kind of shit. But she's treading on my life. You know that old flag, don't tread on me. Don't tread on me. Because that's what you're doing. And on Gilda. And Gilda ain't happy with her at all. Oh, she's not happy with her at all. And she's a Filipina. And she's considering doing something in regards to Barry. It's been discussed. Because Barry does talk about her quite a bit. And we save all that stuff. No, he's been taking his shows off lately, right? He don't realize that while he does a show, I'm recording it. There's nothing I don't have of what Barry has said. There's nothing. I've got it all. And right now, as we speak, this second, as we speak, the paperwork is going out. Cease and desist order and confiscation of his phone and related paraphernalia. How do you like me so far, Barry? And I'm just starting, bud. I'm just starting. You want to get your girlfriend involved? You did. How does it feel now? She should leave your sorry ass for involving her in this. She could have started off as the innocent party on here. She certainly could have, and that's probably what happened. Okay, you got a girl that's defending her boyfriend. That happens all the time. Of course, it's what you do. But the difference is, how far do you go to support your boyfriend? That's the difference. That is the difference. That's the difference, man. What she did was wrong. How does she live with herself? I don't know. So, Shaw, I know you're listening. You want to destroy a family just to satisfy your boyfriend. Isn't that what it really comes down to? You want to try to destroy my relationship, my life out here in the Philippines, because your boyfriend says so. Because you have to obey him, right? You have to obey him. What kind of a hold does he got on you, Shaw? What kind of a hold, what kind of a stronghold does he have on you? And you love him that much, this Catholic girl, that you're willing to lie when God, your God, is looking down on you, the good Catholic girl that you are? When God, and how do you feel when you go to church on the weekends? Do you go to the confessional booth? You just figure 10 Hail Marys is going to solve your problems? 10 Hail Marys is not going to solve your problems, sweetheart. I'm afraid not. You need to do the right thing. How many people out there agree that she needs to do the right thing? There's like 38 fucking people here. Tell me the word yes if you feel that she needs to do the right thing. and to cancel her report, and to go to my lawyer's office and write a document to it. How many people think she's in the wrong? How many people think she's in the right? How many people think that she should be throwing out that report? If not, just to be a good Catholic girl, and if not, just to save her ass legally. Mike Ross's truck came on different. Open your eyes, Shaw, is what he's saying. Clint Anson says yes. Mike Ross's truck says yes. I am Big Buddy says yes. Warthog says yes. Clint Anson says yes. Do you hear that, Shaw? This is a consensus of opinion that says you're fucked if you don't drop your charges and do the right thing. Because I know damn well, Shaw, Shaw, I know damn well, if this was happening to you, and you might say, well, it is. You're trying to, get my boyfriend deported. That's a done deal. He did that to himself, Shaw. I didn't do that to him. He did it to himself. Who the fuck does he think he is? Who the fuck does he think he is? That us responsible tourists have to pay our fees? But he thought he was above the law, Shanana. He thought he was above the law. And that's why he's in lockup. But then, the exalted, wonderful, gorgeous, respectable man of good character that you decide to have as a boyfriend decided to go further. Decided on public media to try to label me as a fucking child molester. And you went along with that, Miss Sharisma? You went along with that? You did. That makes you just as bad as he. You went along with that. You put yourself into a vicious triangle here. And whoever your financial supporters are, it's all going to come out. Warthog says, if Ricky or Brevis puts you up to this, Shaw, be smart and tell us. Otherwise, you're on your own going forward. Yeah. Best and Brightest says to Barry Jordan, laugh my ass off. The Best and the Brightest says Shaw equals social climber. These are all your opinions, not necessarily mine. That's my disclaimer. Thank you very much. Still got 43 strong. Don't forget to call the Social Security up in reference to Mr. Barry Lee Jordan on his fraudulent intake of this income, which should have stopped when he got to the Philippines. Especially being incarcerated. He's not supposed to be getting anything at all. Nothing. So sweat your fucking ass off in that cell, you motherfucker. Sweat your fucking ass off in that cell. And I hope they put you in prison. You started something that, well, you're probably now wishing you never started. And guess what? It's only the start if you think it's bad now. The fact that you got your girlfriend involved with this. When you said, I never want to get my girlfriend involved with this, and you did. How do you feel now, Barry Lee Jordan? That you got your girlfriend involved and she could be in big ass fucking trouble. It's according to how much I want to push this. Me. I'm the denominator here. I'm the guy in the fucking driver's seat, buddy. Not you, not her. Not you, not her. She's complicit in your overstay. She's complicit on putting together a bogus report that does not reflect the truth of the situation. I have never threatened her life, ever. I have never called her a whore or a prostitute. She's not in fear of me, obviously not. She goes out, goes about her life, she's dancing and singing on video. As far as seeing a psychologist or something, that she's so bad off, she's afraid to leave the house without her cousin coming with her. Oh. But she's out, partying, going shopping, going to plan a trip with her friends, singing under a red trellis in a park with an entitlement of life is wonderful or something. and says ethereal music playing in the background. Is that a person who's in fear of somebody else? I don't think so. I don't think so at all, and my viewers agree with me. Mike Ross's truck says, listen to reason, Shaw. Mr. Sarahi says, Bummer made a ghetto aircon with the ice and fan. Is that what he did? Warthog says, speak up, Shaw. We are waiting. The best and the brightest says, Shaw for Barangay B-Ball Court Queen. Warthog says, what's your channel? I'm not gonna promote it. You got a lot of decisions to make there, Shaw. That's all I'm telling you, because this has come to a peak right now. Right now, today, it has come to a peak. And if immigration makes a decision about deportation, which of course I can fight it, but nevertheless, that's all I'm waiting for. That's why I haven't done anything. You want me to be honest with you? Okay? I'm waiting for their decision. And if it doesn't go in my favor, okay, we'll get the ball rolling on that. I will have you face charges, ma'am. Me and Gilda. Together. We will put charges on you. We have 4 or 5 agents who witnessed where Barry was living, who was on surveillance prior to that to know that you've been living there. They've seen her. They've seen you together. You got something to fight. You better get a lot of money together, Shaw. But you better think about where you're getting your money to make somebody else complicit in your crime. Yeah. Oh, I'm livid about this. I'm livid about this. Trust me. No, you haven't seen me mad. I'm just speaking loud. I'm not upset and I'm not even mad. I'm just laying it out. This is how I talk. Yeah, me and Gilda are both livid. Did you think that you're going to interfere with our relationship of over 9 years to separate from me and home and my relationship with her just to satisfy your fucking loser boyfriend? You got another thing coming. I'll tell you that right now, sister. You got another thing coming. No threats, all legal, of course, because that's how I do business. And anybody who wants to try to complicate my life any further is going to face the same challenges. Okay. Sarahi says, Shaw, stop your hate. You're getting high blood. Sid Headtrack is in. Said hi. I am Big Buddy says, Barry should have known what he's getting Shaw into. Well, he says he loves her. I know damn well I wouldn't want to get my girlfriend involved in something that maybe she shouldn't get involved with. Well, he did that with her, but he made a promise on air that he's never going to get Shaw involved in this, but he did. Shaw's charges are backed by You Pay Incorporated. There you go. Warthog says, hey, I tried to help you, Shaw. This is going to bite you in the ass. Watch. I have a feeling that it will. I'm just waiting for the resolution, man. You're wondering what I'm doing. I don't tell all, but I'm going to tell you that. I'm just waiting for the resolution. She needs to get on the nearest fucking van, and she needs to go down to my lawyer's office. That's what she needs to do, and confess to her false report. And there won't be any charges on her at all. No litigation or mitigation in her case. There'll be no charges. Nothing. We'll let it go. She has to go there, sign an affidavit. It has to be stamped and notarized by his partner. That's it. You're free to go. You're free to be. You'll have no involvement in this at all. You'll be free to go. But you got to do the right thing, man. Catholic girl, you got to do the right thing. God is not smiling on you right now, miss. God is not smiling on you. I'll tell you that. And the legal system is not going to be smiling either. Why am I so livid? Because you trying to get me? You and your bastard fucking boyfriend? Your bastard boyfriend trying to fucking get me thrown out of the country? And label me as an undesirable? Think of the shit that you've done, Barry. You're as unfucking desirable, wielding a knife to a waitress's fucking body. You piece of fucking shit. You are undesirable in every form and way. Proven by your own YouTube shows. Proven. CW, aka Doc M, is flirting with Shaw behind the scenes, probably, and Balma doesn't know. I bet he don't. Expat Chief says, I have a good feeling about this. She's definitely going to sign the affidavit. No, she may not. But hey, you know what? Where I stand on this? If she don't, she don't. She'll have to face the music, and she's really going to need some money. And who else is going to be supporting her any more money? Any takers? Maybe. She's going to want to go to court over this? Go to jail, perhaps, over this? Hey, she's got choices. We all have choices. You got to make the right choices, though. She's as guilty as Barry on this. She's as guilty as her boyfriend. Make the right decision, Shaw. Don't try to destroy a fucking family because you're trying to please your boyfriend. That is wrong. She's so wrong that most of her family thinks that Barry's in fucking Alabama working. She's too embarrassed to tell the best part of her family that this motherfucker's been in jail for almost 2 fucking years. How much of a guilt complex do you want to carry around with you, ma'am? Ask yourself that question. You don't have to tell us. Ask yourself that question. You need to put a wrench in the machinery that you caused so this doesn't not go any further and you be free and clear. Now just concentrate on Barry. That's the only deal I'm going to make. I'm making a deal today. Mark it. A deal today. You come clean on what you've been doing. There'll be no charges against you. I'll even write it on paper. There'll be no charges of harboring, of aiding and abetting. I'll put it on paper. But you have to contact immigration initially, but you have to go to my lawyer's office and you have to sign an affidavit. And I would do it, to be honest with you, as soon as possible, and don't wait for the Board of Immigration to come out with a negative resolution. That's my deal with her. Publicly heard by all my viewers. I will sign paperwork to say that I will not press any charges on her when it's deemed to find out that she was lying and perjuring herself the whole time. I think that's a deal. It's going to save you money, agony, stress, but that's up to you. You can say no, and that'll be okay too. Just know, unless you're a gambler and you figure you're going to be clear in all this. I'm sorry, honey. I don't think you're going to be clear in all this. My opinion, my lawyer's opinion, I don't think so. Are you willing to take that chance? That's the question. Are you willing to take that chance? You love Barry that much that you're willing to have charges on you, that you're willing to go to court, possibly go to jail, to save somebody that you'll never have a relationship, ever, because he's going to be deported and never be able to come back in the country. Think about what I said. Who's been only using you as a tool. Do you not understand, Shaw? Do you not understand what's going on here? Has it not infiltrated your head? It's an honest question. You better think about what you're doing. We are at the apex right now. And by the way, I'm an apex predator when it comes to legal matters that I feel are not righteous with me and or my girlfriend, mate, confidant, my rock, my world, my life. And you tread on me, honey, we're going to tread back, and we're going to do it hard. So hard, well, you'll bruise without ever being touched. Ooh, that's a threat. No, it's not. That's a legal fact. The bruising will be of you having to face litigation, mitigation in a courtroom, and facing charges of aiding and abetting and harboring the man that you love. The man that you love. Who cares? You got some choices to make, Shaw. You got some choices to make. This whole broadcast, nobody has threatened her. Nobody of my viewers has threatened her. I have not threatened her. I just came out explaining my thoughts about the situation, what's about to happen, what could happen, and you take this any way you want. There's nothing illegal about anything I've said on this broadcast. I made sure of that. You better think, Shaw. My lawyer's office. Tell the truth, Shaw.